Jeanniey, come on up. We'll introduce you up here in the coveted 3 p.m., 3:30 late in the afternoon slot. So everyone's super.
I think we should make everyone stand up.
I think should we do a stretch or something?
We should. Yes.
Yeah, all right, stand up. Come on. We're going to do it.
All those chips have just settled in. The brownies have attacked people. I see.
This is part of my intro anyway, is that Jeanniey is like the Ryan Seacrest of brand advertising.
I will tell you, there's an app called Zing. If you haven't heard of it, has nothing to do with marketing. It's a personal training app that says it uses AI. I'm not sure that it does, but it gives you amazing stretches every single day, and it adjusts them based on what your interests are. So,
all right, everyone got the juices flowing. Stretch your legs. Okay. See what else Simon says.
Yeah.
Great. All right. So as I said, you have many jobs, including being yoga instructor here for Brand Innovators. But walk us through a little bit of who Jeanniey is in terms of your role at Rite Aid.
So I'm the Chief Marketing Officer for Rite Aid, and I started about 1.5 years ago prior to us filing a voluntary restructuring, and we are very much at the tail end of the Chapter 11 process. I also am running the Thrifty ice cream plant. So I don't know if there's anybody who grew up in California that knows Thrifty ice cream in the audience. There we go. All right. So if you connect with me on LinkedIn or email me, I'll send you some Thrifty swag. So for those of you from the East Coast like I am that have no idea what Thrifty is, it is the in and out of ice cream. That's how I describe it to people. And it is the biggest cult classic brand that you could possibly be interested in California and on the West Coast. And if you grew up there, then you know what I'm talking about. Rite Aid acquired a pharmacy called Thrifty, and with it came an ice cream plant. Who knew? So as Rite Aid started to close some stores, since the ice cream was only sold, even ice cream cones like Baskin & Robbins, in the stores, the sales of Thrifty started to go down. So the other half of my job is ice cream expansion. And I'll tell you, when you're working really hard on a brand that's going through a bankruptcy and looking to reemerge and be successful and build a brand, having ice cream that makes everybody happy no matter what as the other half of your job is pretty good.
Perfect. Thank you. And I'm pretty sure I called you fanboying about Thrifty when I was in LA and I didn't get the swag offer. So take her up on it, folks.
Yeah, you don't get any here.
Thank you. All right. So we have a very easy topic for us today. You mentioned some of the crisis that's been happening, the challenges, That's what I was going to say. With every good crisis comes opportunity, and I think we talked about this a little bit yesterday as we were preparing for this conversation. With this opportunity, you have an opportunity to completely build the marketing organization from the ground up. There's some amazing technology that is now available to us at scale that was not 2 years ago. So tell us a little bit about how you're reviewing this.
For those of you that have never worked at a company that has been in the bankruptcy process, budgets are very limited as you're going through the process and you're working through all the initiatives, which means your team has a lot of time to innovate. So it was perfect for AI to just come to life and become so popular as we were going through our process, because it's given our team the opportunity to evaluate vendors of all shapes and sizes, of which we have no budgets to spend with any of you. So disclaimer before you all try and LinkedIn with me. I will talk to you, but until we emerge and get budgets back, I cannot promise anybody anything. But we've been able to just look at really what matters to us as a marketing team inside Rite Aid. What is it that's going to build a better customer experience? As you heard earlier this morning, one of the key benefits of AI. What's going to improve our processes so we can work more efficiently? How can I improve my ROI and ROAS and rebuild my brand trust?
You mentioned something to me yesterday that I loved, which was the methodology or ideology around AI versus IA. Can you enlighten the audience about that, please?
So early on, we started to get calls from, as many of you on the brand side have, from every vendor in the world whose name automatically has AI in it. Or even if they didn't do anything in AI, all of a sudden they were an AI company. And what our team started to learn early on is there's a big difference between artificial intelligence and intelligent automation. And we've heard some of it mentioned from the speakers today, but we now review every vendor that we talk about and say, are you really AI or are you just IA? Are you intelligent automation, which we need, by the way. Like every company needs intelligent automation. You can benefit from it, but it's not necessarily intuitive, learning, predictive. It might just be a better way to do things, and that's fine too. But it's been a very interesting observation for us.
What would your advice be, since our topic is integrating AI on the brand side for vendors, as many just turned over their badges or hit it with statement, about reaching out? Is it own what you do, and if it is more intelligent automation?
I mean, look, the advent, and this is my opinion, not the opinion of Rite Aid right now, but the advent of AI has brought awareness to all of us that there are better, more efficient, and smarter ways to get a lot of things done. Whether you're using AI to do that, whether you're looking at just intelligent automation, it doesn't matter. So when you're a vendor and you're calling, say what you can help with. I guarantee you there's not a chief marketing officer from any company, no matter how successful or on the verge you are from a financial perspective, that's not looking for technology that can partner with you to make your results better.
Love it. It's gold. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So you alluded to this at the top. You have the Thrifty ice cream business to add to the many hats that you wear. So how do you straddle that line between what you're trying to implement and source for Rite Aid, which I imagine is vastly different than the goals, the objectives of an ice cream company?
It depends. If you talk to the ice cream plant manager, he will give you a 5-minute lecture around how eating ice cream from Thrifty is the healthiest thing you can do for your body, just FYI, because of the high levels of protein that's all natural and everything else that goes with it and the good fat that's in it. But it is very different. On the Rite Aid side, we are a retail pharmacy. We're connecting with communities. We're looking at health and wellness. We've got a storefront, the front end of the store, very much like any other CPG offering or retail offering. It's a commoditized, very competitive industry. On the back end, we're a pharmacy, and while we're helping save people's lives, make people's lives healthier, and treat their needs, we're also, dealing with all the challenges from the pharmaceutical companies, from the insurance companies on reimbursements and how to make the business profitable. On the ice cream side of the business, I mean, it is ice cream season right now, people. Like, what better time? Your kid's soccer team lost? Oh, buy them some ice cream. Your kid's soccer team won? Buy them some ice cream. There's no bad thing about marketing ice cream, especially when you're a boutique like Thrifty. I understand when you get to be the world's largest ice cream, it becomes very competitive and the margins get crunched to nothing. But for right now, we're an awesome boutique brand that has been built off a cult classic. So it's two different strategies. However, both of them are very much the same in our focus on customer experience. And I'll share the story because I know it's on one of your questions. But one of the downfalls that we look at is how can we stop ourselves from implementing AI for the sake of technology without the right customer experience to wrap it in? And I was telling Josh the story. I've told the story to like everybody that I know. My daughter graduated college, and we were moving her from Georgia to New Jersey this weekend. We rented a truck with a very popular rental company, and when we went to the construction place to pick it up, they were closed. So after about 30 minutes of trying to call the construction company and say, why aren't you open? We need the keys for this truck. We found out by calling their help desk and waiting on hold for 20 minutes that everything was done automated now. And you download the app. You download the app, you upload your picture of your driver's license. blah, blah, blah. It didn't like my husband's picture. It didn't like sunglasses on his head. It didn't believe that he was who he said he was. 3 hours later, we're still sitting in this parking lot of this construction company unable to get the keys for this rental company because the AI technology or the IA technology, it was there. And it was probably saving the company millions from staffing costs. But the customer experience was so bad, even getting told of somebody on chat was a 14-minute wait. So we called up the competitor. We went and saw a human in a Home Depot. We had the keys within 3 minutes. It was a bigger truck at a lower price with real humans, and it was a much better experience. So the caution that I share with all of you and that we look at is how is any of the technology you're using going to impact the customer experience? That has to continue to come first, absolutely.
Did you get an ice cream after?
We were not in California, but when we got to New Jersey, we went to Rite Aid and we bought lots of Thrifty ice cream.
Perfect.
Yes, we did.
Tell us a little bit about the TV show that you also I wasn't kidding. She has a lot of jobs. We are blessed that she's here with us today. Like, I don't know how she finds the time.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know my story, I've been a chief marketing officer and a business transformation person for a million years. After the last company that I worked at, I decided to retire and start a nationally syndicated TV show that is
Casually as one does, yeah.
that is a lifestyle show for the modern executive, talking about work-life blend and how do you make the most out of your personal and professional life. And then I ended up also doing the Rite Aid thing, which was fantastic. But I have learned so much from the guests on the show, including on the last episode, was Elmo and Rosita. Now, if you have not had a conversation with Elmo recently, it's good to revisit and be reminded about the sweet things in life. But the guests that are on my TV show talk about whatever their expertise is, financial, relationships, travel, cooking. But I ask the same question. How do you apply this professionally and personally? And there's so much to learn from what the world is doing. In fact, one of the most recent interviews was about the impact blockchain is having on AI. And the conversation was with Woody Bibbins. He's the CEO of Reach TV. I had just spoken at the National Association for Broadcasters, and we were talking about authenticity in media. And if you're not looking into blockchain as part of your AI strategy, you should be, because it is the way that content is going to be authenticated. And in a world where, as you saw this morning, Google tells you to glue your cheese to your pizza and eat rocks, imagine what the world's gonna look like if we're not able to authenticate the content that each of our businesses are coming out. Imagine what would happen if Rite Aid was not able to give you authentication that allergy recommendation we made is legitimate and we're not telling you to do something crazy.
I hate to ask for more advice or more free advice, and no free ad reads here either, but big bets, things that you're looking at that personally from your many functions across different organizations. I mean, TV host, ice cream purveyor, aficionado, better word, and CMO of pharmacy, retail. You know, what are you looking at, and what do you think are some of the big bets, the gambles that you're taking?
Well, gosh, so having nothing to do with any of those. My master's degree is in teaching. I wanted to be a teacher. And again, personally, not Rite Aid, not Thrifty, not the TV show, I believe that one of the biggest opportunities that AI is going to offer is the advent of global education into communities and areas where people have not been able to receive education, and that it truly can be life-changing in such a positive way for communities around the globe. And yesterday, somebody I heard was saying that how AI is being impacted in space is absolutely going to change the limits on where and how far we travel in the next 5 years. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm excited about the educational opportunities.
I have no idea what that means, but Shelley, next year's panel.
Satellites are learning to move other satellites. Shelley, did you hear this? They're moving other satellites, opening the opportunity. See, Shelley already knows.
Shelley knew. Stay tuned for that panel coming up next year. That's it for us. That's all I got for you. Thanks,
awesome.
everybody.
Thanks, guys.
chasing you off the stage, but yeah, it's all good. And I'm definitely going to have a satellite at some point. Let's get a big round of applause for these guys.